Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking with my brother-in-law Neal about his rescue horse Pilgrim. To rescue a horse, you have to have a lot of patience and a lot of, what's the word?
Time and money.
Time and money, yes. And you can't really have an agenda too, because when you normally go out and buy a horse on a regular basis, they're already trained. You can pretty much jump on their back, show them, whatever. With a rescue horse, a lot of times these animals have been starved, mentally and physically abused. So it takes them a lot more time to come back from that. So if you don't already donate to a rescue organization, I highly recommend that you do. If you don't have one in mind, I'll leave one in the link below. It's for a friend of ours. Her name's Danielle. She runs Misfit Horse Toys in Kentucky. And the cheapest part of owning a horse is the horse. So a lot of money goes into these animals just for shoeing, vet care, feeding, or like feed, hay, supplements. So if you don't rescue, it's a good thing to do. So check that out in the description below, okay? So Neal,
Yes.
with the risk of Pilgrim taking out like I don't even know what he's doing. Can you tell us about the day that you found him?
Yeah, absolutely. Back in August of 2015, we had actually had a horse at a trainer's up in northern Indiana. This trainer we had sent one of our other horses to just for some simple neck reining and training. And that horse came back, not a problem. We were very satisfied, so we sent another one of our horses there to get some finishing training done. And the horse had been there approximately maybe 30 days or so. And near the end of August, we got a phone call from the local sheriff's department saying we need to come get our horse. And we weren't given a lot of information at the time. The next day, we drove up there. And come to find out, the homeowner had, the trainer had abandoned his home. The home had been foreclosed on. In fact, it was foreclosed when we dropped off the second horse of ours, and we had no idea.
Yeah.
The gentleman was very good at telling us a good story.
Yeah.
So we had no reason to not believe him.
Especially since the first horse you had no problems with.
Correct. So, in speaking with the sheriff's deputy that was on site of the property, we had to go to the prosecutor's office to prove ownership of that horse.
Yeah.
And that took a couple hours. Thankfully, we were able to easily prove ownership, and we got some paperwork done at the prosecutor's office. Later in the afternoon, the prosecutor herself came out to the property and was giving us more information about the situation. There was approximately 27 horses, a couple of dogs, some cats that had all been abandoned. They'd been gone for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So fortunately, our horse that was there was in very healthy shape when we dropped him off, so he hadn't been through too much.
Yeah.
However, a lot of the other horses were not in such fortunate shape. As far as Pilgrim was concerned, he was a yearling, no paperwork, so we're guessing on the age. He was in not good shape. He was skin and bones. Later, when we had a vet come look at him, he was rated a 1 on the Haneke body scale, and was doing pretty poorly. There's other horses in a lot worse shape. There's at least one horse that had to be put down immediately, just due to its age and its condition.
Yeah.
The prosecutor requested that we take one of the horses with us. We chose Pilgrim to take and foster in the meantime while they get the legal detail. Because technically the he was still owned. At that point, he was under care of the state, or the county, that is.
So he didn't have like an actual owner that had sent him there?
No, it was, as far as the county knew, he was owned by that trainer that had abandoned them. There's no one was claiming him. No one stepped forward to try to take him, so we agreed to foster him. In fact, the prosecutor wanted us to take more than just one, but we only agreed to one because we knew what it takes to get a horse back up to speed. And
It's a lot.
yeah, so Pilgrim and our other horse came back home with us, and we immediately set up appointments with our vet to come and assess him. As I said, she assessed him out of 1 initially. We had to take constant photographs and update the prosecutor's office as far as the level of care he was receiving in order to ensure he was being taken care of properly. The vet was coming out roughly once a week to every other week in order to assess. We were getting vaccinations done with him when he was at a certain weight.
Yeah.
We were also had him on a very rigorous diet, lots of supplements in order to get him fattened up, essentially, get him gaining weight again. Thankfully, he rebounded very quickly. He responded well to the diet. He responded well to all the medical care he received. And he very quickly gained weight. The prosecutor was very happy with our efforts to rehab Pilgrim. And after a couple months, approximately it was in January of 2016, we received notification that the trainer had agreed to release all the horses under his ownership, and we therefore officially owned Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And after that, it was just a matter of continuing a controlled diet until after about 6 months, we were able to return to a normal hay and just grain diet. We worked with him on the ground regularly, and once he hit about 2 years old, we started trying to get him saddle trained, and he was very good. He was very well behaved the entire time we have had him.
Yeah,
he's
been
always
a really
been
good boy.
very well behaved horse, other than craving attention.
Yep.
That's the
Camera
only
hog.
thing he
That
wants.
was what I was trying to say earlier. Camera hog.
He is. So the process of getting him broke was very easy. I put a saddle on him the first time. He didn't react at all. He could have cared less. Even more so once I started to slowly put weight into the saddle to get him trained. He never reacted poorly. We eventually sent him to a different trainer, one who several people of trust and could verify with, and had a much better facility, and they broke him officially, and the trainer who was working with him loved him so much, wanted to buy him off of us, in fact. So, like I said, he's a well-behaved horse. Has been very easy to train, which is why when my daughter got old enough to, we had no problem letting her ride Pilgrim. It's been just a very laid-back horse.
He's come a long way in the last year. I
Yes.
feel like whenever you first brought him, I mean, yes, because he was young, but he was really small.
He was.
And I think we were all kind of worried a little bit about him not really growing much.
Yeah, we were afraid his growth would have been
Yeah.
stunted, but he's about 15 hands now. We expected him to be close to 15 hands, but not quite this size.
Yeah.
So we were extremely thankful and pleasantly surprised to see his growth.
So how has it been, like you and Kaya started showing him last year?
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. How has that been? Like, how has that experience been for you guys?
As far as it pertains to with Pilgrim, or as far as just our experiences
Both,
overall?
I guess.
Like I said, Pilgrim's been a great horse for a green rider like my daughter. He's very slow and pokey, and would sooner just move to the middle of the arena and stop when he doesn't want to do something, as opposed to some horses who like to try to buck off a rider or gets more agitated when a green rider is doing green rider things.
Yeah.
So he's done so good for Kaya. He's done great for me. We've seen through taking lessons on him and working with him on a regular basis, we've seen him make large strides.
Yeah.
His trot used to be really fast and rough. His canter used to be very fast and uncollected. Since then, he's really slowed everything down.
Yeah.
We both ride hunt seat, so he's been a good hunt seat horse.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought he wouldn't do any good as a Western horse because his trot was so fast.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he would be able, if we could get him slowed down to more Western appropriate.
Yeah.
But now I think, since we've been working him as hard as we had the past year and a half, he is slowing down, and we may be able to do some Western with him too, and maybe next year with some more work in neck reining.
Yeah. Is she going to show him in 4-H this year?
She is.
Yeah.
Kaya's going to be doing, of course, all the hunt seat classes and do some Western halter only this year.
Okay.
We're still, since we started working in hunt seat, we've just been doing plow reining. So we've gotten away from neck reining him like he was initially trained. And so we're going to have to re-educate him on neck reining, which I'm sure he will respond to nicely.
Neal, can you tell us a little bit about the significance of Pilgrim's name?
Yeah. So his full name is Pilgrim's Progress, which is named after the John Bunyan book, which was written back in the 17th century. We found that appropriate because he had a lot of progress to make as far as working towards being healthy. Plus, the town where we rescued him from was Plymouth, Indiana.
Okay.
So Plymouth Pilgrim's Progress.
Yeah.
So we found it a very appropriate name convention for him.
That, and if you've never read that book, it's a lot about salvation, and I think you guys pretty much...
Christian allegory.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yep, I think he's pretty much found his salvation here.
Yes, he has. I think that's one of the reasons why he's been so good is he knew the situation he was in. I think he's been very thankful to us.
Yeah.
At least I like to think so.
Yeah.
And that's why he's been such a well-behaved horse for us, because he knew how bad things could be. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have anything else to add, or?
No. Overall, this was a great learning experience for me. We have never done a rescue before. We knew tangentially what goes into a rescue horse. We were lucky enough to get a horse that, was in bad shape. Due to his age, I think that's what helped in him bouncing back so quickly. If he had been an older horse, it would have been a much longer, harder struggle to get him back into shape.
Yeah.
So with his age, it was very easy, but it took time, it took patience, and it did cost a lot. Like I said, we had a vet coming out almost every other week.
And training.
Reassessing, plus training, and just time overall.
Yeah. Would you recommend rescuing a horse to somebody else?
I would only recommend it to people who are willing to commit the time and the effort needed. Not anybody can do it. If you're just a general horse lover, you would really need to sit down and think hard about it. While rescuing a horse is a great cause, and there are a lot of horses out there that need the help, you could get yourself into deeper trouble or struggles trying to rescue a horse on your own. So take the time, do your homework, speak to others who have experience in it. There are a lot of good rescue facilities around the area that I'm sure you could find and talk to them about. And at minimum, while you may not be able to rescue a horse yourself, you can still help out rescue facilities by donating not just money, but also your time. If you have the time available, they would be more than happy for you to come and lend a hand.
Okay. All right. Well, super busy guy right here. So thank you so much for taking the
you
time
for
to,
talking to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, the link is going to be in the description below for Danielle's rescue. So if you don't already have a rescue to donate to, check that out, and happy riding. But
We're a little crooked. Too.
yeah, crooked. That's what I'm. Where's my little?
Do you not have a level on there?
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Spit out my gum. Well, you see, we got this horse.
He's a special boy. I'm like, I've practiced this 500 times. Why can I not say what I wanted to say?
The vet was probably coming out.
Tino. Good to go, buddy?
Wait. Okay. Pilgrim. What's the word I'm looking for?
Rehab?
Okay. 3, 2.
Should we Google it?
Yeah, let's
Google
Google it. Okay.
So, Neal, can you tell us a little bit about the significance of his name? Neal, can you tell us?